Hey, beautiful soul. I am here with the weekly reading for February 2nd through February 9th. You want to know what we're going to talk about. So, I've got four cards for you. This first card is the Seven of Cups. Now, what you need to know is this is about choices, changes, making your choices intentionally. Last week, we saw the Tower card and the Death card, which indicates something's falling away. Something's not for you anymore in the way that you thought it was, in the way that you wanted it to be, but you still have choices here. So just taking the time to evaluate the options. You might feel like you don't like all the options being presented to you, but if you take your time, there's a chance that there might be even more options present than you currently realize. This next card is the Empress, letting you know that you have all the creative potential you need to make the choices that are in the highest and best alignment for you. So really, if you don't see something that's going to work for you, see if you can combine some of these choices. See if there's another option or potential that maybe you hadn't considered, but know that you do have all of the creative power, all of the ability to birth into the world whatever this is that you're wanting to work on, whether it's a work project, whether it's a relationship, a creative project, whether it's to do with your spiritual development or your development of your spiritual gifts. You have it already within you. It's just paying attention to the choices you're making. Now, there are a couple more cautionary cards. We're having like a little bumpy start to the year here with these readings. This Nine of Wands is just reminding you, take a pause. You've been putting all of your passion, all of your emotion, all of your heart's desire, and really kind of going hard, right? Really focusing in these directions that you've been focusing on. Whatever the Tower was that came for you that kind of knocked things to the side, maybe you've been picking up the pieces, doing a little damage control. Take a pause. Here's why. There's a possibility, a potential with this Seven of Swords that someone in your space, it could be in your business, it could be in your home, it could be just someone you know casually, but someone may not have the highest and greatest good for you on their mind. They might be thinking about themselves. And this brings me back to this other seven with these cups, right? So evaluate for yourself. And if someone's encouraging you to make a certain choice, that's okay. They might be the person that does have your best interest in heart, but they might be the person that doesn't. And if someone is stepping away from you right now, meaning you thought you were going to do a project together, but they're wanting to step out on their own, let them go. They might have a different path than you. They might be wanting to make different choices with this project or whatever this is than what you want. But just be very aware, available, using your head and your heart together this week, because really you're going to need to be connecting the dots. For some of us, this is a general reading, so these potentials can show up differently for everyone. For some of us, it might be very clear, oh, it's that person. They don't have my best interest at heart. They've been lying, they're cheating, they're stealing, whatever it is, they're spreading rumors. But for some of us, it might be in a much more subtle, not as easily recognizable way. It could be, you don't realize what's going on behind the scenes. You don't realize, but if you're paying attention, you can connect the dots. If you're paying attention to, oh, wait a minute, this person sent me an email last week that said this, and now they're saying this to this other person. Something's not right here. But if you're not pausing, you're not going to notice. So just make sure that you're not running 1,000 miles an hour and just taking what everyone says at face value. You're going to have to be available for some deeper wisdom, but it's going to be through your own paying attention. You have all of the ability to do it. This card is the kind of highest ranking in this reading. This is the major arcana card, meaning like these are the qualities you have. You really do have this loving, compassionate, creative side to you. So you have everything you need to get through this week already as part of your core qualities. These are just some things to know, some little hiccups and heads up. But really just want to invite you to be pausing, considering your choices, considering who is involved in all of these choices, what ulterior motives they might have, what might be going on behind the scenes that just hasn't come to your awareness yet, kind of using your head, your deductive reasoning, and making choices from a calm, intelligent, rational place that also serve you, in an emotional way, in a long-term life way, but just really making sure you're seeing all the ingredients on the table. For example, there might be some things you're not seeing this week. There might be some people around you. They might already be around you. They might be coming into your space that just kind of gives me like wolf in sheep's clothing type of vibe. That it doesn't mean they're a bad person. It just means in whatever instance this is that you're dealing with this week, everyone might not be on the same page with the same intentions, and everyone might not be being like overtly honest with what their intentions actually are. So just really leaning into your intuition this week, making sure you're looking at whatever this picture is for you from all angles, from all observation points, turn it upside down, shake it out, and then make your choices in a very intentional way, not just springing into action, feeling all disorganized and choosing because someone says that's the choice for you. Really, it's going to come down to you because you're the one that's going to be responsible for the choices you're making and going to have to live it out, right? Live through it. So going into your heart space, but also using your head this week. I hope this is helpful for you. I do think it's still going to be a good week, but I just want to give you this heads up because I think these are the most beautiful parts of reading tarot to me is like, oh, we get these little heads up of, okay, now I know I'm going to really read all the fine print that's in this contract, for example. The person giving the contract, they might not be a bad person, but if it's a business contract, for example, they have their own agenda as well. So don't just assume that someone is for you. Really be reading the fine print this week. What are you reading the fine print on? I'm going to really think about what I'm reading the fine print on this week. I would love it if you let me know in the comments. And if this resonates with you, you could just drop your favorite emoji or even just a yes if you don't want to share with the world what you're working on. Big hugs, lots of love. You're going to make it through. Bye for now.